The Aquitanians were a people living in what is now southern Aquitaine and southwestern Midi-Pyrenees, France, called Aquitania by the Romans, in the region between the Pyrenees, the Atlantic Ocean, and the Garonne, present-day southwestern France. They were an ancient non-Indo-European, pre-Celtic population, that lived in the northern slopes of the Pyrenees. They spoke the Aquitanian language, related to Basque. Classical authors such as Julius Caesar and Strabo clearly distinguish them from the other peoples of Gaul and Iberia. With the process of Romanization, in the centuries of Roman Empire, they adopted the Latin language and Roman civilization. Their old language, the Aquitanian language, was the substrate of Gascon language spoken later by the Gascons. History. At the time of the Roman conquest, Julius Caesar, who defeated them in his campaign in Gaul, describes them as making up a distinct part of Gaul. All Gaul is divided into three parts, one of which the Belgae inhabit, the Aquitani another, those who in their own language are called Celts, in ours Gauls, the third. All these differ from each other in language, customs and laws. The river Garonne separates the Gauls from the Aquitani despite apparent cultural and linguistic connections to Iberia and to Iberians. The area of Aquitania, as a part of Gaul, ended at the Pyrenees according to Caesar. Aquitania extends from the river Garonne to the Pyrenean Mountains and to that part of the ocean which is near Spain. It looks between the setting of the sun and the North Star. Relation to Basque people and language. The presence of what seems to be names of deities or people in late Romano-Aquitanian funerary slabs similar to modern Basque have led many philologists and linguists to conclude that Aquitanian was closely related to an older form of Basque. The fact that the region was known as Vasconia in the early Middle Ages, a name that evolved into the better-known form of Gascony, along with other toponymic evidence, seems to corroborate that assumption. Tribes. Although the country where the original Aquitanians lived came to be named Nova Populania in the late years of the Roman Empire and early Middle Ages, the number of tribes varied. Arenosii or Arenacini in Aran Valley, part of Aquitania and not of Hispania in the Roman Empire. Aspiots in the valley of Asp. Acherenses in the banks of the Idle River. Ausha in the east around Auch. Benurna or Beninenses, Venani in and around Lobi Ircutarn, Pau, Pyranus Atlantiques. Bercorates, Bercorcates. Big Erinus or Big Eri in the west of the French département of High Pyrenees. Boiots, boats, Boya Boiots, Boviots in the coastal region of Pays de Buc and Pays de Born, in the northwest of Landes. Could have been an Aquitani tribe but also may have been a Celtic tribe related to the Boya or a mixed Celtic Aquitanian tribe. Camponi. Cocosits, Sexiniani in the west of Landes département. Consorani in the tributary streams of the High Garonne River in the former province of Couserans, today's west half of the Ariège département and extreme south of Haute-Garonne. Conveni, a groupment, in the southeast in and around Lugdunum Convenerum. Dacian Valley of Osse. Illusates in the northeast around Oz. Gates between the Illusates and the Ausha. Illurinenses in and around Illuro. Lactorates or Lectorates in and around Lector. Monazii. Onobrisates in Nebuzan. Osii or Onzii in the High Garonne River Valley, only mentioned in Strabo's Geographica. Ossidates in the valleys and slopes of the West Pyrenees, in Ossor, High Bearcutarn, south of the Illurinenses. Ossidates Campestre, Ossidates Montani, Tre in others. Sasumani, Lasumani, Lasuni. Sibilates or suburates probably around Sol, Zubero and also Sorbisa, the same of Caesar's Subusatus, Subusates, Sociates in the north around Essos and Albret, Succusses, Tarbelli or Tarbelli, Quachu or Sigani in the coastal side of Landes, with Dax, Tarusates in the Midou, Douz and Midou's Valley, east of Cocosits and Tarbelli. Tarusha in the High Ariga River Valley in the former province of Foy, today's east half of the Ariga department. Umbranasai, Vasates, Vacates in the north around Bizas, Valates in High Bidasa River Valley, Venami, Venani, Aquitani-related peoples or tribes in the southern slopes of Western Pyrenees Mountains, not in Aquitania but in northern Hispania Tarraconensis. Vascones in the southern slopes of Western Pyrenees Mountains in today's Navarre, Spain.